Chosen one, there is a darkness quietly lurking in the very place where you sleep, and it is not your imagination. You may have told yourself it's just exhaustion, just stress, just the weight of life pressing down, but this is something far more deliberate. This moment is not random. It was written into the fabric of your timeline long before you opened your eyes this morning. Heaven scheduled this warning to reach you now, because the danger has drawn close enough to breathe the same air you do. You have been walking through your days as if they are ordinary, unaware that on the unseen level of the spirit, alarms have been ringing. The room that holds your rest, your dreams, and your thoughts has become the center of a quiet spiritual battle. And you have not been imagining the heaviness that sometimes clings to the corners, the cold air that moves without reason, or the restless thoughts that wake you at night. Those are not random. They are signals. They are evidence that something foreign has stepped across the threshold of your sacred space. Archangel Michael saw what your eyes could not yet see. He saw the trap being built, piece by piece, not by chance but by calculation. And because you are chosen, because your light threatens the dominion of darkness, the enemy has gambled everything on breaking you before you rise. That is why this message has found you. It was not sent to inspire curiosity or soothe anxiety. It was sent to awaken you sharply, suddenly before the shadows finish their work. This is not advice. This is a spiritual command. Open your eyes, steady your spirit, and understand this truth. There is something inside your space that does not belong to you. You have been marked for greatness. And that is exactly why darkness has marked your room. What happens next depends on whether you choose to see it or ignore it. If this message pierced your spirit, don't stay silent. Declare your awakening in the comments. Let darkness know it failed. Type 777 below as your seal of victory, your sign that you've heard heaven's warning and you choose to rise, not break. Chosen one. You must understand this. What you are facing is not merely an object. It is a weapon disguised as something harmless, slipped into your space with surgical precision, crafted not to be seen but to be felt. While your eyes passed over it 100 times, your spirit has been quietly screaming. It is not decoration. It is not a keepsake. It is an anchor for an invading presence. A silent doorway through which the enemy has been draining you piece by piece. This object carries the breath of someone who envied you so deeply that they cloaked their hatred behind a smile. It did not appear by accident. It arrived on purpose, timed perfectly, delivered by a hand you once trusted, and that is what makes it so dangerous. Because while you welcomed it, believing it was safe, it has been whispering against you from the shadows, rewiring the atmosphere of your sanctuary. Every night you slept, it stayed awake, pulling on the edges of your mind, clouding your thoughts, planting confusion where clarity used to dwell. Understand the severity of this. It has not just been attacking your mood, it has been aiming for your foundation. It wants to fracture your sense of reality, to erode your discernment, to make you doubt your calling. It has been manipulating the air you breathe, the energy in your room, the very rhythm of your heartbeat. That creeping fatigue, the sudden forgetfulness, the arguments that rise from nowhere, those are not coincidences. They are symptoms of a spiritual poison released from this object, like invisible smoke, wrapping around your spirit until you no longer recognize yourself. And the most sinister part is this. It knows exactly who you are. It was sent because you are chosen. It was sent because you are on the verge of becoming everything the darkness fears. That is why it targeted your room, the place where your soul is most unguarded, where your dreams are born. The enemy cannot stop your destiny, but it can try to suffocate it before it takes shape. Chosen one, you are not dealing with clutter, you are dealing with sabotage. And if you leave it there any longer, it will not just slow you down, it will bury the path you were born to walk. Chosen one, it is time to tear the mask off the one who orchestrated this, because the object is only the symptom, she is the disease. She is not who she pretends to be. To others she appears harmless, supportive, even nurturing. She laughs at their jokes, offers them help, and wears the face of loyalty like a well-rehearsed costume. But beneath that mask, she is hollowed out by envy. Her smile is painted over bitterness. Her kindness is a disguise for control. And the most chilling part is that she has studied you every strength, every weakness, every sacred routine. She has been observing from the shadows, not to admire you, but to dismantle you. Understand this. Her war is not against your personality, it is against your destiny. She saw your light long before you saw it yourself. From the first moment she stood near you, something inside her curdled because she knew she would never carry what heaven placed inside you. She wanted your glow but could not recreate it, so she decided if she could not shine like you, she would rather see your light go dark. That is why she did not need to strike you openly. She only needed to poison your atmosphere, to send something carrying her essence into your room and let it do the silent killing for her. She has done this before. She has perfected it. There are others who once stood where you stand now, full of fire, full of promise, and they were reduced to silence because they didn't recognize what was happening. They crumbled. Their joy collapsed. Their voices went dim, and she walked away, unexposed, pretending she had nothing to do with their ruin. But what terrifies her about you is that you are not like them. You are marked. Heaven has placed its seal on your name. And though she thought she could thread her curse through your life without being noticed, she underestimated your spirit. The very fact that you are reading this now is proof. The trap is being uncovered and her power is cracking. Make no mistake, she will not stop because she feels guilty. She will only stop when she realizes her grip has been broken. That is why you must see her clearly. Because once you do, she can never hide in the light again. Chosen one, now you must open your eyes fully, because the object is not just sitting there quietly. It has been speaking. It has been leaving fingerprints across your life, hoping you would mistake them for coincidence. The enemy's greatest weapon is subtlety, and this cursed object has been operating like a silent parasite, not attacking your body, but draining the atmosphere around you, reshaping your inner world until even your own spirit no longer feels familiar. You need to see the signs for what they are, not random, not accidental, but spiritual evidence of its presence. Think back to the mornings you woke up feeling like you hadn't slept at all, even after long hours in bed. That heaviness pressing on your chest, that fog that wrapped around your thoughts that was not fatigue. It was resistance. It was the object leeching off your rest, disrupting the spiritual repair that happens while you sleep. It wants your body to function, but your spirit to remain exhausted, because a weary spirit cannot carry divine purpose. Have you noticed how your memory has faltered in ways that feel unnatural? Forgetting simple things, losing track of time, struggling to concentrate on what once came easily. That mental static is not weakness, it is interference. The object has been releasing confusion like invisible threads, tangling your focus so you question your own clarity. If you doubt your mind long enough, you will hesitate on your calling, and that is exactly its goal. Look also at your relationships. Have small conflicts erupted from nowhere? Has trust felt thinner, conversations sharper, patience shorter? This is not a coincidence. The object carries vibrations that stir unrest, misaligning your words and theirs, twisting tones, sowing suspicion. It wants isolation, because isolation makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability makes you easy to break. Even your emotions have been whispering warnings, waves of anxiety for no reason, sudden irritation that burns hot and fades, a creeping sense of hopelessness that does not match your reality. That is not who you are. That is the object echoing her bitterness into your atmosphere, hoping you'll wear her emotions like they're your own. Chosen one, this is how spiritual sabotage hides not as chaos, but as erosion, not as loud storms, but as slow leaks. The enemy wants you to believe you are simply tired, distracted, or not yourself lately. But the truth is far more urgent. You have been under siege. And if you do not recognize these signs for what they are, the enemy will keep stealing from you quietly until there is nothing left to fight with. Now that you see the signs, you can no longer ignore them, because knowing is the first strike in the war to take your space back. Chosen one, you need to see the truth without soft edges. She never wanted to simply disrupt your peace. She wanted to erase your presence. The object was not the attack, it was only the weapon. The real target has always been the divine assignment inside you. This is why her strategy has been so quiet, so hidden. She knows she cannot defeat what heaven has planted in you through a frontal assault, so she chose a slower, more insidious path to make you doubt it was ever planted at all. She has been trying to shrink you from the inside. While you go through your days believing you are simply tired, scattered, or losing focus, she has been carefully weaving the lie that you are unworthy of the destiny written over your life. Understand this. She doesn't need you to crash in flames. She only needs you to quietly give up. If she can make you believe that your voice is too small, your gifts too fragile, your spirit too broken, then she never has to push you off the path because you will walk away from it on your own. This is why she targeted your room. She knew it was the one place where your spirit is unguarded, where your soul unwinds and dreams are formed. If she could infest that sanctuary, she could sabotage you at the root. So while you slept, she seeded confusion into your thoughts, tension into your relationships, and hesitation into your steps. Not to destroy what you already have, but to prevent what you are about to become. Because she saw it before you did. She saw the moment you would rise, and it terrified her. Her method is strategic. If your rest collapse, your discernment dulls. If your discernment dulls, your decision falter. And if your decision falter, your destiny stalls. Every missed opportunity, every misplaced word, every fracture in your peace has been part of her web. She wanted you to slowly forget who you are until your calling faded into silence. But what she did not expect is this. You are waking up. She can feel the shift. The same spirit she hoped to bury is stirring with life again, and it is undoing everything she built. Because once you see her intent clearly, her power crumbles like ash in the wind. This was never about inconvenience. It was about annihilation. She wanted to erase your light before the world could see it. But now you know. And now you must decide if you will let her finish what she started, or rise and sever her grip before it roots itself any deeper. Chosen one, hear this without delay. This is not a suggestion, not a spiritual option you can weigh at your convenience. This is a divine order, and the time to act is now. The longer that object remains in your space, the more its poison entwines with the air you breathe. Every hour it stays, its influence deepens. What began as faint confusion will soon grow into crippling doubt. What felt like simple fatigue will become paralysis. This is not something to tolerate until life feels calmer. It is an active infection, and infections do not wait. They spread until they consume. Heaven is not asking you to think about it, to pray for more confirmation, or to see if the timing feels right. Heaven has already spoken. Remove it. If you delay, its roots will tighten, and what now seems like fog will harden into chains. If you hesitate, it will grow bold. It will start to shape your thoughts, distort your emotions, and twist your decisions until you cannot tell where it ends and where you begin. That is its design. It wants to make you forget this was ever your space, your sanctuary, your sacred ground. It wants you to surrender without knowing you have surrendered. You must move silently. Do not tell her. Do not tell anyone. The enemy feeds on attention, on the sound of your fear, on the echo of your panic. Deny it that power. Walk through your space like a warrior on a holy mission. Let no sentiment cloud your discernment. Do not ask, was this expensive? Or, did someone I care about give me this? Ask, does my spirit recoil when I touch it? That tightening in your chest, that sudden chill down your spine, that inexplicable urge to pull your hand back, That is your confirmation. Trust it. Heaven will speak through your body when your mind hesitates. When you find it, remove it completely. Do not burn it inside your house. Its ashes will still carry what it holds. Do not bury it near your home. The ground will remember it. Take it far from where you live, to a place that has never known your name, and leave it there without looking back. As you release it, speak with authority. Declare that it no longer has any claim over your life, your space, or your destiny. Let your voice cut the cord as heaven seals your words with fire. This is the moment the siege ends. But if you pause, if you try to coexist with what was sent to kill your spirit, you will be choosing to let it finish its work. Do not hesitate. Do not explain. Move now swiftly, silently, and without looking back. Chosen one, you must understand the weight of this moment. Time is not neutral. Every hour you hesitate, the object is not waiting passively, it is advancing. Delay is not safety. Delay is surrender. What seems like harmless postponement is, in the spirit, an open door swinging wider and wider until the enemy can walk through it without resistance. If you leave it in your space any longer, it will no longer just whisper lies. It will begin to shape reality around those lies. The fog that now feels like confusion will harden into certainty. You will start believing that the thoughts are yours, that the despair is yours, that the hopelessness belongs to your soul. This is how spiritual sabotage works. It rewrites your identity quietly until you cannot tell the difference between the curse and yourself. By the time most people recognize this kind of attack, they are already too entangled to fight it off. If you delay, your discernment will dull. Your prayers will feel empty. Your clarity will collapse. Even the scriptures that once burned in your heart will start to feel distant, hollow. That is not a lack of faith. It is spiritual interference. The object is not just touching your emotions. It is poisoning your spiritual receptors, clogging the very channels heaven uses to speak to you. It wants to sever your communication with God so completely that you begin walking in silence, convinced He has abandoned you, when in truth He has been shouting through the static to wake you up. And it will not stop there. It will begin dismantling the foundations of your relationships, twisting words until trust crumbles. It will stir suspicion between you and those who love you. It will draw misunderstandings like magnets until you are surrounded by cold eyes and closed hearts. Isolation is its goal, because once you are isolated, it can finish breaking you without anyone noticing. This is why hesitation is so deadly. The longer the object stays, the more it becomes part of your atmosphere, part of your rhythms, part of your sense of normal. It wants to bury itself so deeply into your environment that removing it will feel impossible, and by then, your spirit will be too weary to try. Chosen one, do not let it get that far. Every moment you delay is a moment it gains ground. If you do not move against it, it will move against you. This is not a test of patience, it is a countdown. And when the clock reaches 0, it will not simply inconvenience you. It will erase the future you were born to carry. Chosen one, when you remove that object, you will know instantly. The change will not be subtle. It will not creep in quietly or hide in mystery. It will sweep through your space like fresh wind breaking through a long-sealed room. The heavy pressure that has wrapped itself around your spirit will lift so suddenly it may leave you standing still, wondering how you ever lived under its weight. You may feel the air shift, the corners of your room seem brighter, or even sense a chill rushing out as if something unseen has finally fled. That is not imagination, it is the curse breaking, the atmosphere resetting, and your sanctuary exhaling in relief. Your sleep will be the first witness to your freedom. For the first time in what feels like forever, you will rest deeply, not just sleep. Your body will release its constant tension, as if an invisible knot has been untied inside your chest. You will wake without the leaden heaviness that used to press on you every morning. Instead, You will rise with a strange stillness in your soul and a sharpness in your mind, as if your thoughts have been rinsed in light. What once felt tangled will begin to fall into place. Soon after, your energy will return like a flood. Your steps will feel lighter, your voice steadier, your mind sharper. Tasks that once drained you will no longer exhaust you. This is not coincidence. This is your spirit no longer leaking strength into an enemy presence. The power that was being siphoned away is now flowing back into you. Heaven is reclaiming what was stolen and redirecting it into your hands. Your relationships will shift too. Conversations that had grown strained will soften. People who drifted from you without explanation may begin reaching out again. The sharp edges around your interactions will fade as peace takes its rightful place among you. This is what happens when the interference stops twisting words and tones from the shadows. Even your body may reveal the difference. Your face may seem brighter, your eyes clearer. Others might tell you that you look different, lighter, freer, more alive. They will not know what changed, but you will. They are seeing the glow of spiritual freedom rising from your soul and reflecting through your skin. Do not dismiss these signs. They are heaven's confirmation that the siege has ended. Your space has been restored, your atmosphere realigned with light. The enemy wanted you to believe freedom would be complicated, but the truth is that liberation comes swiftly the moment you obey. The very place where the enemy tried to bury you is now becoming holy ground again. Chosen one, understand this with absolute seriousness. When darkness loses its grip, it rarely walks away quietly. The moment she senses her influence has been shattered, she will stir. Her defeat will not humble her, it will provoke her. She will not accept that you slipped free from the web she spun so carefully. And because she cannot reclaim the object she planted, she will try something far more subtle. She will try to come back. Do not be deceived by how she returns. She will not appear with claws bared or venom exposed. She will come softly, gently, as if nothing ever happened. She may send a message to check on you, pretending concern. She may offer a gift, an apology, or a casual invitation. She will speak like someone who cares, but underneath every word will be the same ambition that fueled her attack, to find another opening, to slip back through any crack left in your defenses, to rebuild the bridge that you just burned down. She may also use others. Someone close to both of you may suddenly appear, carrying her voice without realizing it, a friend, a mutual acquaintance, even someone who once defended you. They will seem harmless, but listen with spiritual ears. If your peace tightens when they speak of her, if your atmosphere grows heavy when they enter your space, take it as confirmation. She is reaching through them, testing your boundaries, searching for an unguarded door. This is why you must remain silent about your deliverance. Do not announce your victory. Do not explain how you broke free. Let her confusion grow in the absence of your words. Silence is your shield. It forces her to guess where your walls are now, and while she is guessing, she cannot penetrate them. And if she does try to return, even wrapped in sweetness, do not let sentiment weaken your discernment. Forgiveness does not mean access. Mercy does not mean permission. You can release her from your heart without reopening your door. Guard your peace like gold. Guard your room like a fortress, because if she cannot reclaim the object, she will attempt to plant herself. Chosen one, the enemy cannot stand what it cannot touch. If you stay hidden in the light, her hands will burn before they reach you. Do not look back. Do not reopen what heaven has sealed. She lost her place. Do not give it back to her. Chosen one, freedom is not the end, it is the beginning. Removing the object broke her foothold, but now you must seal the ground so nothing like this can enter again. A battlefield can be cleared, but if it is left unguarded, enemies return. Your room is no longer a place of attack. It is meant to become a sanctuary of light. You must treat it that way. This is how you build your fortress. Start by speaking ownership over your space. Walk through every corner with purpose. Touch the walls, the windows, the doorway, and declare with your voice that this ground belongs to heavens chosen to you. Speak as one who has authority, not as someone hoping for safety. Say aloud that no curse, no hidden intention, no shadow may live here again. Your words matter. They reshape the spiritual atmosphere. The enemy once whispered lies into this space. Now you must drown them out with truth. Then cleanse the atmosphere. Open the windows. Let fresh air move through every corner as a symbol of new breath, new life. Bring light into the dark corners that were once heavy with her energy. Pray, sing, or speak scripture until peace becomes louder than silence. This is not superstition, this is spiritual alignment. What you release into your room will settle into its walls. Fill it with words that build, not words that wound. After that, dedicate the space to your calling. Set aside something as a physical symbol, a candle, a journal, a cross, a stone from a place where you encountered God. Not because the object itself holds power, but because it reminds your soul what this space is for. Every time you see it, your spirit will remember, this is not a battlefield anymore. This is holy ground. And most of all, guard it. Be careful who you allow into this space. Not everyone who smiles carries peace. If someone walks in and your spirit tenses, pay attention. Protect your room like you would protect your own heartbeat. You do not need to be suspicious. You only need to be discerning. Because once you open your door, you are opening your atmosphere. And your atmosphere is no longer common. It has been consecrated, chosen one. Your room is now your fortress, not made of stone, but of light. It is the place where your spirit will heal, rise, and prepare to walk into destiny. Keep it pure, keep it quiet, keep it holy. You are not defending a room. You are defending the throne where your future will be built. Chosen one, let this settle deeply into your spirit. The siege is over. What was once a battlefield soaked in shadows has been reclaimed as sacred ground. The object is gone, the curse is broken, and the woman who tried to bury your destiny has failed. She knows it. You did not collapse beneath her scheme, you walked through it, step by step, until her web disintegrated under the weight of your resilience. What was meant to suffocate your calling has instead forged your strength. What was meant to end you has marked the beginning of something entirely new. This is not just relief. This is restoration. Heaven is not simply returning you to who you were before the attack. Heaven is rebuilding you stronger than you have ever been. The days you thought were wasted are being redeemed. The energy that was drained from your soul is being restored in double measure. Your clarity will sharpen, your discernment will deepen, and your voice will carry a new weight. People will notice it before they can name it. They will see the light shift around you, feel the calm authority in your presence, and sense the strength in your eyes. They won't have words for it, but you will know. It is the evidence of heaven's restoration resting on you. Do not underestimate what you just overcame. This was never about an object, it was about your future. You discerned a hidden war that most never recognize. Where others would have crumbled, you stood. Where others would have gone silent, you rose. That alone has rewritten your path. The moment you obeyed, the path you were walking ended, and a new one opened beneath your feet, one written by the same hand that inscribed your name before the foundations of the world. And now what was delayed will begin to flow. Opportunities will return, doors will open, and favor will accelerate around you. The blockages that resisted you will dissolve like mist in the Sunday. Even your dreams will change, becoming vivid, sharper, drenched in color and meaning. That will be your sign. Your spirit has been unbound, and your vision restored. But as you rise, move quietly. Let your elevation be silent. The fewer who know your next steps, the more protected they will be. Not everyone deserves to witness your restoration. Some only wait for a chance to sabotage it. Guard what heaven has placed in your hands. Guard it like treasure. Chosen one, you are no longer the one who was under attack. You are the one who survived, who overcame, who is rising. She tried to curse your room, but heaven has crowned it as the place where your destiny begins.